You guys, this asshole over here, let me tell you, like I was telling her, like, Mocha, you might want to pull your story up before we get into filming. And she was just like, oh, I will when we go. You guys know what this asshole thinks I'm gonna do? She thinks I'm gonna peek. She's trying to stop me from peeking at the story. When have I ever?
You always.
Well, I always look at the story. Always.
Well.
Whatever. What's up, Death Dolls? I'm Nicky Elliott Nelson.
And I'm Mocha Pennington.
And thank you for joining us for Makeup and Murder, the true crime YouTube channel where we talk about health, fitness, beauty, and we also bring you a very true crime story. Guess we're here. Guess we're doing this shit. You know what? This is week 2 going strong. This is like, what do you think?
Y'all impressed?
Are y'all impressed? Are you guys half as impressed as we are? Because we are definitely here. And we are definitely doing this shit.
Yeah.
Are you guys scared of the Rona yet? I mean, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. They're talking a new variant. Are y'all vaccinated?
I mean, some of y'all come on, y'all.
Help, you know what? Some of us want our lives back. Can you help a bitch out? Can you help a bitch out? We just out here trying to function. You know what I'm saying? But you know what they're saying? Now they're saying even vaccinated people can spread it.
Yeah.
Which my questions are, okay, vaccinated people can spread it, but are there symptoms?
Like, are they gonna get it?
I understand vaccinated people can get it.
I mean, I wear my mask, honey.
I mean, because the mask is the perfect excuse not to talk to people.
I know, honey.
You don't have to talk to anybody.
I'm fully vaccinated. I was like, no, I'm still wearing my mask. I don't want to talk to no one, honey.
Every chance I get, I plop that mask on. I'm just like, the mask on, you know? No need to talk about it, right? Anyway, hope you guys have been doing good. You know what? We have some really good story for you today. Not like I would know because I was not allowed to look. I didn't get like a sneak peek. Nobody like told me what the story was about. So, also before we get into it, I feel like you guys might be like, okay, Nikki, you haven't shared like a beauty or a health or a fitness tip in quite a while. And so I just want to say, y'all have not been trying anything new. Like I feel like there are like times in your life where you like find something that works and you kind of just stick to it. So like I have a routine, 3 liters of water every day, 2 hours at the gym. I'm trying something new with the dietary thing and I want to share it with you guys when I can like fully stand behind it and be like a full review. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give y'all no half-baked ass review. You know, that's not what we do here on Makeup and Murder. We get full reviews. So I do not have any, you know, get your sleep 8 hours, drink plenty of water, drink all the water you can have, you know, and just try to get active.
Get vaccinated.
And get vaccinated, right? Mocha, do you have any little tips, tricks?
Well, I haven't really had anything that I'm absolutely in love with besides the product that I shared last week, which is like the Mirror eyeshadow palettes. But, you know, people always ask me about my lashes. So I brought them here, honey. Like, this is how they come. There ain't no name, there ain't no nothing. They're like $7. They're in between $7 and $10 on Amazon. You get like 8 of them, honey.
Okay.
The link's gonna be in the description box with everything else I have on my face. If you're curious, if you're not, just click on this. They're cute. I love.
You've been raving about those for quite a while.
I always get like different kinds.
Oh, you guys, like, we'll see, like, cause you know we watch a lot of YouTube and influencers and things of that nature, and like some like new lash will come out and like somebody will be promoting it, and Mocha's like, I can't see myself spending the money when I have these right here.
Yeah, like I can't see myself spending $18 for like one pair of lashes. I get like 8 for $7 to $10.
Right.
This is still, y'all. Go click it up.
How long do those bad boys last?
It depends. Like if you take care of them, then they can last about like a week.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, if you take care of them.
I remember you telling me one time you have to like take the lash off and like wipe the...
Yeah, like take off the glue. You know, sometimes you have like a little brush. You can just like run your run like the little spoolie thing, do like the lashes just to get like the excess like eyeshadow and stuff out.
I think I'm counting like 8 rows of lashes here. So if you take care of them well, it looks like you get like 2 months. Mm-hmm. For what? How much was that again?
$7 to $8.
Oh, you can't beat that,
honey. You can't, and they're good.
Can't beat.
They're good lashes, honey.
Okay.
And also. Oh, if y'all curious, I saw this. Like, what the fuck is that doing? And I was like, oh yeah, I use the Duo Lash Glow. I like I want to find a different glow because it makes my eyes itch sometimes.
Does it really?
Yeah. Like, well, let me try to find.
Do you guys have any suggestions for a good lash glue?
No, let me know.
Also,
something that's not hella expensive, honey. Don't give me no $18. Like, honey, I ain't gonna use that.
Cause y'all know we on a budget. Y'all know we are on a budget. I've heard horror stories of people using like wig glue on their lashes.
Oh, honey. Yeah, I heard that. That's insane.
Isn't like I don't know what goes into it, but I would just think that like. You would put wig glue on wigs and lash glue on lashes, and you wouldn't really try to like mix that up so much. Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about this book.
Oh yeah.
It's called "Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke" by Eric LaRocca.
Yeah, that book is everywhere.
No, like this book. Like I think it was like 4 to 5 months before it was released.
Yeah.
Like the horror writing community on the Twitter.
Yeah.
They were raving about it. They was like, oh, I can't wait till it comes out. So I was like, I'm interested in what it was about too. So I bought it. Like it's a short read. This is even like 120 pages. I believe it's like 112 pages. It's really good. It's about 2 women who meet in an internet chat room.
Okay.
Back in
internet still have chat rooms?
I mean, this is like back in like year 2000.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So legit, okay.
Mm-hmm. So they meet, honey, and things get dark.
Is it like semi-lesbian vibes?
No, it's not even semi. It is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like the #1 bestseller in the LGBTQ XYZ horror thing on Amazon. Like, honey, he's a good writer too. This is the first time reading him.
Yeah.
He's such a good writer, and he's a really nice guy too.
Oh, perfect.
So check this out. Things have gotten worse since we last spoke.
Nice.
And that's my favorite saying too.
Really?
It's like, what's going on?
I didn't know. I had no idea.
I was like, things have gotten worse since we last spoke.
Perfect. So are we ready to launch into some story? Are you guys ready for today's story? Because I'm a little ready to hear a story.
Oh, honey, we're going to talk about.
That I wasn't able to peek at, look at, get a glimpse of. Okay.
All right, honey, I'm going to tell y'all the story about Susan Monica, the pig whisperer, honey.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Now, if you've been like watching for a minute, then y'all know that like I like to go into my subjects like life prior to their crimes. Like I like to paint a picture about like who they were as a person before they started committing their crimes. There's not much about Miss Susan Monica, honey.
Huh.
Like barely anything.
Did she not have a life before?
I mean, she did, but like it's just not out there.
I feel like if they're not talking about her life at all, it must have been really like uninteresting. Yeah, and it had to have been boring.
Very,
no nuance, no story to tell, just, you know.
So I'm gonna this is what I have prior to her crimes.
Okay.
So, Susan Monica was born Stephen Buchanan in California on July 8th, 1948.
Okay.
She served in the military, and after she was honorably discharged, she made the transition into a woman. Ooh. And she started living her life as a woman, honey. She's like, no, honey, I'm about to be Miss Susan Monica.
Okay, work.
Now, following her discharge from the military, Susan worked as an engineer. She was described as very hardworking and a jill of all trades. Now, she wasn't no prissy little Instagram girl, honey. Miss Susan Monica,
steak and lobster.
honey, she laced up her steel-toe boots, put on her flannel, and she was ready to go, honey. Okay. She was hard-working. Now, at some point, I don't know when, because, timeline's a little fuzzy, but she was like, you know what? I want to be a farmer. Yeah, she wanted to be a farmer, so she purchased 20 acres of land in a small rural area in Oregon called Reemer, I want to say. Reemer, if I'm wrong. Sorry, y'all. Correct me. Being a Jill of all trades, Susan, she fired up her bulldozers and her cranes and started going to work on constructing her farm by her damn self, honey. She didn't have time for no one. She was like, honey, she built that damn farm from the ground up by herself. She didn't care.
Such a lady.
She also started her own business, her own company. Now this is a funny name. White Queen Construction.
Sometimes you know your lane so thoroughly that you're like, no, my lane is here. And I'm not going to call it anything else but what I'm going to spell it like I say it.
Yeah, she's a white queen and she owns the construction.
Okay.
So I believe she was like the sole employee, kind of like how Marlene Estelle is. If you know, you know. Now, Susan lived a very simple life on the farm with her pigs and chickens. She loved these damn pigs. Like, she said that she values, like, animals' lives, like, more so than humans. Like, she loved these damn pigs.
I didn't strike her as, like, the solitude type. With the whole 20 acres of land and starting her own construction company that, the name White Queen doesn't really scream inviting to I'm not looking for an invite to tea.
Like, honey, and don't forget, she built her farm from the ground up, honey, by
using
herself.
nothing but like her bare hands and just a simple stone to tap ever so gently on the nails.
Well, she lived a simple life on the farm with her pigs and chickens. Mm-hmm. Now, she didn't have any electricity. Everything electrical ran on solar power.
Okay. So, an efficient queen.
Honey.
An efficient queen.
She didn't even have a bathroom.
Oh, now, what the hell? Now, wait a minute.
When Miss Susan Monica had to go to the bathroom, honey, she'll go off into the woods, do her business in a hole. She was unbothered and unconcerned, honey.
I was just about to ask, like, I wonder where she did her lashes, but I have a suspicion that Miss Susan Monica...
No, honey, Miss Susan, she didn't wear no lashes.
No,
honey.
I don't think she wore lashes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I lost my place.
Okay.
Now, her living conditions were, believe it or not, very dismal.
Both of them remember her living conditions as being terrible. While there was running water on the property, both say there was no bathroom on site.
Let's see, this is her barn right here, and you go underneath it. There's the pig pen right there, and there was like a little area to live in.
I don't know how anyone can live like that, living in a little room with just a bed and TV and a little stove. She said she got electricity from solar power, which she had batteries all over the place there. They were all in that little room of hers. I mean, she'd sleep next to the pigs.
She had her pigs and chickens in this large pen, honey. And she lived right next door to them in a one-bedroom shack, pretty much. It was only furnished in a bed and a television. And the television obviously ran off of solar power.
So when the lights went out,
Miss Susan was like, well, time to go to bed.
That brings a different baby. When the lights go out, I go to sleep.
Okay.
Because I have nothing else to do. Wow.
Now, at 5'10" and pretty heavy set, people in Reemer, Oregon, they were a little intimidated by Miss Susan.
No.
Susan, she was often dirty and sweaty from her rough way of living on the farm and, working. And I'm pretty sure she didn't smell the best. And she was quiet.
Like roses. She smelled like roses, Mocha. She smelled like Chanel number 5.
Well, honey. I don't want that. I don't want that perfume. That's how
and pig piss.
And she was
just kidding.
She was like pretty quiet and she kept to herself. Which like people took the like, oh honey, she's stand up. Like she thought she was standoffish. She was like, oh honey, she's a bitch.
I thought they were gonna say like she was stuck up, and I was like, she's covered in pig piss. How would you get stuck up from that?
She was like, I don't know about her. However, once I started talking to her, honey, there was like, this woman is the sweetest woman I've ever met in my entire life. There was like, we love Susan.
You see how it looks like those first, like, opinions can be deceiving?
Yes, honey.
But you know what? Susan's on Makeup and Murder, so this doesn't end well. So let me hold on. You know what?
No, she had a reputation like in town just for being like the sweet farm lady. Like she went out of her way to help people. She often ran errands for the elderly in town, and she would like go do the grocery shopping and stuff, and she'll like deliver it to them. Like, here y'all go.
Aww.
And she would sometimes slaughter a select few of her pigs and donate the meat to the people who like were hungry.
Yeah.
She posted ads on Craigslist offering people like a place to stay like on her farm. She was like, you gotta help me though. You gotta, help do a little odds and ends, honey. Help me out, but you can stay here as long as you need to.
Susan, you live in a 1-bedroom shack, so like...
I mean, they had like RVs and campers.
Oh, okay. She's like, you can stay on my land.
I mean, you ain't staying with me, honey.
I was gonna say, because girl, you got a 1-bedroom. Not even a 1-bedroom, you have 1 room.
Okay, yeah.
So like, I'm sorry, sweetie. I might be hard up right now, but I don't see how you're any better off, so.
And like once, like Susan like helped someone get their car out of the ditch. Like she picked up the car, she put it on her shoulder, and she trucked it out. No, I'm totally joking.
Oh my gosh.
That never happened.
Okay.
But somewhere along the way, Susan woke up one morning and said, you know what? I can't live like this. I think I want a house. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna build me a house.
Of fucking course she's gonna build the house, because getting a realtor is just far too much work.
Like before she started putting on her flannel shirts and her steel-toe boots, she put an ad on Craigslist and was like, well, I need someone like, to help me out a little bit with like constructing my house.
Okay.
And Robert Hanley, who was described as being a heavy drinker, answered her ad and was eager to start working, honey. He arrived in a camper, which he parked somewhere on her property, and was at Susan's beck and call, honey.
Okay, cool.
He not only helped her with building the house, but he also did a few odds and ends on the farm, like feeding the chickens and the pigs and stuff. Cool. Now, I'm unsure how long Robert spent helping Susan.
Yeah.
Building her house, but in September of 2013, he disappeared. Now, his children started to become worried whenever the holidays came and went, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. It was like, okay, honey, now where's Dad? Because they know he wanders around, but they hear from him, and he comes and spends holidays with them.
Yeah.
So it's like, where's Dad? So they tracked down Susan. They went to her shack and was like, girl, have you seen my dad? Do you know where he is?
What's tea, girl?
And she was like, honey, I haven't heard from him in 4 months. And he had left his camper along with his dog. And I would very much like it if you could remove it off my property. If he's not here to work, then his belongings have no place here on Miss Susan Monica's property, honey.
Okay.
And so his children went into
So you just conveniently... I mean, you didn't have it hauled away.
I mean, she just kept... Oh, honey. You saw the property, you're like... Look, anyway, that's nothing. Here and on... I'm not there yet, y'all. So the moment that Robert's son, he entered his father's camper, he knew something wasn't right.
Okay.
All of his father's stuff was there, including his wallet and his tools. Now, Robert Hanley, his tool... his tools were his livelihood. That's how he made his living. So he didn't go anywhere without his damn tools.
Okay.
So there was after they left the camper, and his dog too, they thought that was really weird.
Okay,
too.
everyone who has a pet, you don't leave your dog.
Yeah.
Now your cat, you might leave. No, because cats will fend for themselves, you know what I'm saying? But dogs, you're not going to leave a dog. It's just not going to happen.
They were they went to the police and was our dad, we don't know where he is, honey.
Right.
And the police, they admitted, whenever the children first came to them, it was honey, there ain't much we can do. We don't think that we're able to find him. But they went to Susan's shack, asked around town, honey. They couldn't locate him. But they found out they had a food stamp card. So they ran the number in the system. They saw that it was last used in December at a Walmart in town. I was like, well, hell, okay. So maybe we're on to something, honey. So they went to the Walmart and was like, well, we need to see the footage. You know, like the cameras and stuff, honey. You know damn well they saw Miss Susan Monica flannel, steel-toe boots and all, honey, using Robert's food stamp card. Now,
you don't seem too terribly inconvenienced. You using the man's food stamp card.
Now, they didn't want to believe it at first because, you know, Miss Susan Monica had, like, that reputation. Like, she was a nice farm lady in town.
Lady, yeah.
But they pushed their feelings for her aside and issued a search warrant and went to Miss Susan's shack, honey. Now, Susan...
Not the shack.
Honey, it's a shack.
Not the shack.
Now, she insisted that, like, she was like, honey, I don't know where this rubber guy is, honey. And so they was like, well, we're gonna, like, search around your property. She's like, yeah, honey, go on ahead, knock yourself out.
Take a look-see.
She was like, yeah, honey, go on ahead, you know. You know, the farm was described as being, like, disgusting, honey. There was pigs.
So, can I ask a question? I see you're gonna launch into it, but, like, how is a farm, which is outside, so by nature, you know, you expect things. How would a farm be much more disgusting than, like, I mean, just outside, kind of dirty?
No, honey, it was gross. Like, the chickens and the pigs, they ran about. The stench of feces and garbage was suffocating, they said, because she had garbage everywhere for some reason. Like, she lived in a shack, but for some reason, garbage was just everywhere. Like, everywhere, honey, just garbage. It was like a landfill.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it was disgusting.
Huh.
Now, I'm not sure how long the police searched the property, but they, like, after they finished searching, they went up to Susan and was like, we have, like, further questions we want to ask you. We want to, like, bring you into the station. And she, you know, Susan, she shrugged. She tightened up her steel-toe boots and said, all right, honey, let's go.
Right.
Now, during the questioning, they asked her, like, girl, are you sure you don't know where Robert is? She was like, honey, yes, I don't know where he is, honey.
Right.
I don't have no idea.
Right.
And the police, they just dropped their damn act. It was like, Susan, we done found a human leg, a bone on your property. Now, would you, girl, what's happening? Do you care to explain yourself? You know, Miss Susan Monica was like, oh, hell, honey. Oh, okay, I'll tell you what happened. Shit. God damn it. Inconvenienced me. Now, she told them that she came outside one morning to feed her pigs to find that they were already eating. They were feasting on Robert, actually. Yeah, they said that they had his stomach open, honey, like pulling out the insides, and she could hear him moaning. Like, he was still alive. He was, like, moaning. So she was like, well...
I mean, they do say if you fall inside, like, an enclosement with pigs, they say the pigs will eat you.
Well...
That's what they say.
Well,
that's what I heard.
He was, like, moaning alive, and she was like, well, honey, hell. She went back in her shack and pulled out her shotgun and shot him in the head, because, you know, she was like, well, hell. I mean, there ain't not much I could do, and I want to put out his misery, you know what I'm saying? So she let the pigs feed on him for like 2 or 3 days, and then she gathered up what was left of him. She put it in the trash bag, and she was like, well, shit. Like, maybe a wild animal done came up and opened up the trash bag and took out his leg, damn it. He was in a trash bag, though.
But you know what the weird thing is? They say that the pigs will eat everything except for the teeth.
Well.
So, like, I mean, Susan, I feel like, I don't know, but you could have left the bones there.
Well, I mean, I guess they were done eating. She left them out there for like 2 or 3 days. It's like, well, I guess they ain't gonna eat the bones. Well, hell.
Okay.
The police said, okay, honey, we're about to search your property now. Is there anything else you gotta tell us? And Miss Susan was like, well, honey, there is this man named Stephen Delicino. There we go. I'm sorry.
Ooh. Work,
I had to
bitch.
think because it was
work.
Because the last part spelled like cinco, like the number 5 in Spanish. It was like Delicino.
She's taking Spanish lessons, y'all. I'm so proud of her.
Now, Stephen's family described him as a wanderer, a man who would like disappear for years on end, and when suddenly reemerge, like, hey, y'all, what's going on? Hey. He was another handyman she found on Craigslist. He was hired in 2012 to help out on the property. Susan explained one night Stephen got very drunk and tried to attack her. So to defend herself, she shot him in the head, and it so happened that she shot him near the pig pen. And wouldn't you know that Stephen then fell into the pig pen whenever she shot him.
They need something to eat. There will always be something to eat. I have to feed them twice a day.
A disturbing start to the Susan Monica murder trial. The Rogue River area woman admitting to Jackson County detectives she fed Robert Haney and Stephen Delacino to her pigs in this taped confessions presented by prosecutors.
And the pigs just started to eat them, honey. As soon as I saw them, they just randomly started eating them, honey. Like,
It's like a pattern.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's killing people and feeding them to the pigs.
Well,
That's what it seems like.
I mean, Susan said, like, she didn't call the police because she didn't want them to put down her damn pigs because, you know, she loved those pigs, honey.
Mm-hmm.
While she was being arrested after she confessed these 2 murders, when she's being arrested, she was like, y'all, like, make sure my pigs are good, y'all. Like, make sure, like, don't do nothing to my pigs. I mean, of course, they were, like, later on euthanized, but because they, like, ate people.
Well, I mean, but under, like, command.
Well,
it's not like they were, like, stalk raping mad pigs who got out of her enclosure and was just like, I want human meat.
Well, they were euthanized, honey.
Aww.
I mean, you know, she, like, she probably, like, butchered up some of the pigs that, like, ate the people. Just gave them to the townspeople.
But whose fault is that? But whose fault is that?
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, though.
Yeah.
But, like...
I mean, I feel like she definitely... I feel like, at this point, Susan has some definite, like, mental illnesses, and I believe she probably would have gotten off on feeding the people to the pigs and then feeding the pigs to the people.
Well...
Oh, God.
No,
I don't like Susan. No. Like, I just want everyone to know.
During her trial was in 2015, and Miss Susan Monica, she must have hired June Ambrose, honey.
I'm June Ambrose, celebrity fashion stylist to the stars. So I'm in your Juniverse right now. This is my Juniverse.
No.
So I'm gonna have a short mohawk hair of like matching my hair with no pieces.
Because she came out, honey, she looked unrecognizable, Miss Susan.
Oh, she
Monica,
looked good.
Honey. She tossed out her flannels and her steel-toe boots. She was wearing a cute little dress, honey, some flats. Her makeup was done. She had a nice wig on. She even slimmed down a lot. You know?
Her lawyer said, honey, you're not going to win the case looking like that.
You couldn't tell Miss Susan Monica anything, honey.
Okay.
I was like, okay, Susan.
Work.
Now, in court, Susan's stories kept changing, honey.
Oh, shit. She going to jail.
I mean, at one point, honey, she said that Stephen Delacino shot himself in the head 5 times. So, I don't know how. I don't know, honey.
Who was her lawyer?
A cellmate of Susan's testified in court against her.
When y'all gonna stop going to jail and then talking to your cellies like y'all friends?
She said that Susan made her a birthday card and signed it as the kindest murderer in Jackson County, honey. And Susan insisted that that was like a joke. But apparently Susan had a lot of jokes. Whenever she was asked if there were any more bodies on the farm, Susan said, well, if I tell you about the other 17, then I'm probably not going to get out of prison anytime soon. That's like the only time she like spoke on that. Like, then they asked her again, she was like, honey.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Once an officer was annoying the hell out of Susan, honey. She was like, honey, I'm about to feed you to my damn pigs. Yeah, he testified. Like, he sat on the bench and was like, yeah, she threatened to feed me to the pigs, honey. But on April 21st, 2015, after 6 days in trial, Miss Susan Monica was found guilty of murder, abuse of a corpse, and identity theft. Because, you know, she took that man's food stamps. She was 67 at the time, and she was sentenced to 50 years in prison.
So she's dead now, right?
No, she's still alive. She's like 73 now? I mean, honey, she's gonna spend the rest of her life in jail.
Which
obviously.
she deserves to
Yeah.
at this point. I can't feel sorry for the lady.
I mean...
You can't go around feeding people to your pigs.
Okay.
That's not socially acceptable.
Not really.
Sweetie, Susan, time and place. For that is never. Time and place to feed people to your pigs is never. I wouldn't do it.
Like, she, like, was testifying, because we don't know, like, the truth, like, to where, like, why she killed these men. Like, she said that, like, they attacked her. As I said, like, her stories just kept on changing. So, like, we don't know.
Do we think that maybe she was just, like, really antisocial?
She was like, oh, but she invited people to be on her property.
So she could kill them.
No, like, people, they left and they testified. It was like, I can imagine her doing that. Like, she was sweet. We helped her out on the farm. We had conversations. We laughed. So I don't know.
I always, you know what? This is why I don't trust sweet people.
Hell.
That's why I don't. If I ever see people like in situations where anybody else would crack and they're being nice, I'm like, oh yeah, don't trust that bitch.
Okay.
Something ain't adding up. If your emotions are matching the situation, I'm like, oh no, I don't trust it. Bitch. Have you ever seen someone just like smile in the most terrible situation before and you're like, I believe there are bodies in your basement?
I mean, my sense of humor is dark as fuck.
No.
People say something like,
no, like a dangerous situation, like something that would really like just be infuriating or like dangerous or scary, and this person is like laughing or smiling. Susan seems to me a little maladjusted.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why they searched her property like up and down. They didn't find any more bodies, so she could be joking about that.
Yeah.
But like, we don't know why she killed him.
Well, you know what?
And they said the only time that she like showed remorse was never just talking about her pigs. That's never she cried.
Because she loved her pigs.
I love my damn pig with her.
If there's one thing that might be a little bit relatable, is sometimes animals are more lovable than people.
Yeah.
Sometimes, But please don't feed humans to your animals. Just
don't.
You see they done round up old Susan's damn pigs.
Okay.
And now they're in a farmland bacon package somewhere.
Oh, honey. I don't think that they...
Can you feed a euthanized animal to like...
I don't think that you can. Or an animal, like... An
animal that has eaten a person?
Yeah, I think they'll be like, yeah, let's not do that.
Well, I mean...
Let's try to, like, not.
Why waste the meat? No, I'm just kidding. Well, you know what? I think that was a really good story. Death Dolls. What did you think of the story?
Susan Monica?
So I did not like her. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But it was a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Death Dolls. This was amazing ride. I'm really happy that we got to like see you again this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we might just keep this up.
You never know, honey.
Give us story ideas for next week. How about that?
Yeah.
No, I'm up next week, so give me something because I am just about out of ideas. But please, no killing, no animal killers or anything like that. It really pisses me off when like animals have to pay for like human stupid mistakes. It's really upsetting. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, until next time. Wait, that's not how we sign up for this. Well, guys, Death Dolls, we're gonna get out of here. But before we do, remember, life's a blush, and then you die.